Hello everyone, welcome to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena and today we'll be learning two more new tangles issued by CZTs, furthering our journey wherein we have been learning so many tangles issued by CZTs all over. Till now, most of you, as you may be knowing, that I mostly work with Zentangle originals, but this series is specially dedicated to tangles by CZTs. Yeah, so let's get started with today's session. And today's first tangle is called Akoya. It is a tangle by CZT Sandy Hunter, and it starts with these two orbs, right? And we will join these two orbs by the classic S stroke, like this, right? That's the first step. And then it's all about orbs. So I'm going to add orbs from one end to the other. This was the first, then again they are kind of diminishing in size as I proceed further towards the other end. And then finally the in between space is also to be filled up with orbs. Right? Now you have a choice to fill up these in between space with ink, or many a times you leave it blank also, but it looks better when you fill it up, adds a little more character to the tangle. Yeah, so small in between spaces, good idea to ink them. Like this. Yeah, so you can arrange this tangle in just about any fashion. We will draw a tile today and you will understand, you will get a better picture of how you can play around with the arrangement of this tangle. Yeah, but this is how the basic tangle goes. This is how it is drawn. So shading the inside adds a lot to the look of this tangle. Yeah, that was Akoya. The second tangle for today is called Allium. I have used this tangle earlier in my tiles also. It is by a tangle by CZT La Barbera. So it is this leaf shape, and then you just have to aura inside, and we just ink the alternate auras. Yeah, so that's about the tangle. So leave the last aura and then start inking alternate auras. Tangle pattern Allium, purely aura based, adds lot of drama because of the inking. Yeah, and a nice way to shade is to give that high and low effect, that is just add to half graphite and the remaining half can be highlighted with the chalk. Yeah, so that's the tangle Allium. I have used this tangle couple of times. However, Akoya may be new to you. So today we are going to be using both of these tangles. Yeah, Akoya, I hope you are clear with how to start. Two orbs. You can arrange these orbs in any fashion and then connect these orbs by these S strokes and then just add orbs all around. Yeah. So today again I have a Zendala in front of me. So let's get started. So I'm going to do away with the border today. Start right away with an orb in the center, somewhere the center of the tile. Yeah, and then I'm going to place some more orbs all around, just like a flower. Not bothering too much about distances, just fairly like a flower. And then let's get started with our tangling. So the first stroke, the second. So keeping the center common, give a nice S shape. And finally the last one. Yeah, so that's a unique arrangement, but you can always arrange it as a border, as a standalone tangle, as a string running through, whichever way you like it. Right? So that was one, and then starting from here, so probably it will diminish as we proceed that side. Yeah. Take your time, slowly close it here, and finally the third. Like this. Yeah, so that's our first one. Again, coming down from here, so the places would be smaller. We'll be drawing behind. Take your time, and then finally the center. Yeah, purely orb based. It's just about arrangement. The second one, moving on to the third, again diminish the size a little as you approach the other end. Go with whatever spaces you have. You will have to draw behind since the arrangement is such. And then the center. Yeah, so I'll do exactly the same for these two also. Whatever spaces I have, I'm just going with that, drawing behind here. Take your time. And the last one. That's about it. Yeah, so that's the Tangle Akoya. Now I'll go back and ink these tiny spaces in between because I think it adds to the look of the tangle. So be patient, go back to these intersectices and add that black. It will give an instant lift to your tangle. Yeah, one at a time. Don't haste up. Spaces are small, so you need to be careful. So I'll quickly do that exercise and get back to you. You can draw at your own pace. Take your own time. Relax yourself. If you're getting tired of inking, relax your hands. Right? And I shall see you in a jiffy. So I'm done with inking the in-between spaces. I'm just going to now insert some banzo in between these akoyas. like this. Well, you can choose any tangle of your choice. This is what I feel like. Inserting here, depending on the shape that I have, the space that I have. Take your time. If you have a little different shape, depending on how you have drawn your flower, you can always go with some other tangles. You can add moon pies, you can add any floral tangle, whatever you feel like. Yeah, so we'll come back and ink it later. Let us now go to our next tangle, which is allium. So I'm going to add these beautiful alliums joined with these stems. So let's first aura. Try to keep the auras close. Yeah, leave the last one empty and then start to ink. If you want, you can add something else between the auras. However, the drama can be added only when you ink it. The look of the tangle is very different when you ink it and when you add some other tangle in between. Yeah, but try both ways. If you have some other drama tangle being used, then you can always go with using some other tangle in between the auras. Yeah. Now if you want, you can add beads here. That's again optional. You can also add bead lines. For example, you can add dots. Yeah, so I'm adding black pearls. Yeah, again going with the second. Like this. Nice and beautiful shape it has. So why not use that? Yeah, again going to add auras. Keeping it close. Take your time. Auraing is a true meditation. So take one stroke at a time. Enjoy the strokes. Don't worry about whether the auras, the lines are stable. They are going here and there. That's fine. All is well, no mistakes. Everything looks nice in Zentangle. So don't bother. Just go with the flow. Don't stop. Continue to draw. Yeah, you can see simple tangle. How beautiful it looks like once you ink it. Again, I'm going to add auras. Take your time. Yeah, and ink it. Yeah, probably hidden one here. Just the shape, outer shape. Since we have done away with the border here, so we can go up to the edges. Yeah, so I'm going to continue like this. Yeah, some hidden ones. If you want, you can add something else in the rest of the tile. Let's see. Yeah. So continue to aura. Beautiful shape there. Yeah. So I'll do that. Draw at your own pace. Add those little black pearls here and there. So I'm done with inking my allium, I'm sorry, and now I'm inking my bunzo. Yeah. With a highlight there. So left a section empty, white, so that it looks like a highlight. You can always do that with your white chalk also. So that's bunzo. And finally one last one here. Take your time and nicely ink wherever required. Don't haste up. Don't get restless. Stretch your hands, take a walk if you're getting tired. Yeah, done with that. Now let us see what do we want to do with the rest of our tiles. So you can either continue to add the same tangle allium or you can add something else. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I'll add something else. So I'm adding these curved kind of lines. In the second half. Yes, and then I'm just going to go probably with a simple tangle called betweed. Yeah, so I will divide this space into two and then start with the tangle betweed. So lines coming from both ends with a slight weight at the end. That's about it, nothing else. This is a Zentangle original tangle betweed. Yeah, so that's one part. Now rotate and do the same thing on the other side. Slight weight at the end. Again go up. Keep rotating your tile. Draw the lines the way you are comfortable. Don't move your hand much from its comfort position. Just keep moving the tile. Yeah, so my hand is static. It's still at the same place. I'm just moving my tile. Tangle betweed. Yeah, so I can do the same for all sections or you can introduce another tangle. Yeah, that's entirely your choice. Again, divided into two. Going to start here, add a little weight at the end. Again, go up there. Same process. Can give nice curve to the lines. Maneuver them the way you want. Yeah, and then the other side, again rotate, go up, add the weight. That's about it. That's the tangle betweed. Yeah, so let's do that throughout. I'm just going to add one aura here. Again, divide and do the same thing. So I'm on the last section now. Finished drawing my betweed. Yeah, so we are done with that exercise. If you want, you can separate this allium by some lines, a very light line, or we shall see if we want to do that. That will help us shade it a little differently, but we shall see, right? So let's get started with shading. So as I mentioned, good idea to add graphite on these center bigger orbs, both sides of the bunzo. Take your time. Slowly go to each. Yeah. And then this allium, let us just highlight one side, and yeah, it will be the same side. We forgot to ink here. Yeah. So let us first shade this much, and then we shall see what else we want to add. Yeah. So blend with a soft hand, don't blend too much. Right, so make sure you don't spread it too much. Spaces are small, so just keep it to the edges. Don't make the entire thing gray. Yeah, so I think that's about the center. We don't need to add more. Moving on next to our allium. Just adding graphite to one side. That's generally the way you shade your allium, because that high and low gives a real nice dimension to this tangle. Yeah, you want, you can give a shadow effect under the string. So you can do this kind of a shading as far as the string is concerned. Yeah, kind of a shadow underneath. Yeah, but that's again optional. spaces are small, so you need to be a little careful while you shade. Something like this, yeah. Yeah. So moving on next to our betweed. So betweed, again, it's up to you how do you want to shade. I'm going to highlight the center. So shade the way you wish to. No hard and fast rules there. You can add shading on these points from where lines are emerging. That's another nice way to shade your betweed. You can also add shading under these lines so they look layered. So many ways to go about shading the same tangles. Choose the way you wish to. Yeah. Moving on next to our highlights. Highlight the other part of your allium like this. So adding some chalk on this other part of my allium to give that high and low effect. Yeah, you can use a different blending stub and just soften it. And that's about it. I don't think we need to do anything else. Yeah, if you want, you can keep adding. You can add, for example, small little things like fescues here and there. Some really fragile ones, but again, that's optional if you want to. If you don't want to, you want empty spaces. These are again optional things you may or may not do. Yeah. They look nice and fragile. And you can just draw it in any direction, any ways. So that's an advantage. That's about it. We don't need to do anything else. Yeah. So that's our tile for today. That's Akoya with some bunzos, allium, betweed to go along. Let's close our tile here. Put your chop, sign and date your tile. Right? I will see you again with some more new tangles. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.